preparing to live stream. This is like being live streamed on my account in YouTube. By the way, this is the YouTube account that we're using, the link that we're using, this one. Okay, so if you have friends, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay, so yeah. Ayan, may tanaw. So hopefully that works. Yeah, so we're doing it there. This is the topic that I selected. Oops. Where was that one? Because it's a combination for both. It's a combination to both for both English and English. For both IELTS and PTE. This is the one that we're gonna use. We're gonna put it on. Am I sharing the screen with you guys now? Share screen. There we go. All right, so I'm sharing the screen with you guys. Let's look at it here. It's not share. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so so we're ready, right? So this one is almost the same as the one that you're going to get in the IELTS. Our target is to get 233 words, because this is the one, because the other 33 words are basically the test prompt. All right, so let me read the cue card for us first before I start the timer, because that's what we usually do here in my little workshop for you guys. Why is it important that you time yourself? Sino makakasagot ng question na yan? Who can answer the question? Why is it important to time yourself? Why? Because this is a workshop and not actually a lecture. So my job for you guys is to practice your skill and hone your skills in becoming good writers for both the IELTS and the PTE. So I'm hitting two birds with one stone for both IELTS and the PTE. So as per usual, guys, in order for you guys to maximize your usage of word counter, you have here here the word count and the characters that you're using, that you're going to see, just so it's clear with both Riza, Libby, and RG on the side. Word density is important also here, because it wants you to be this one can help prompt you, or it can help prompt you in becoming, or in delving deep into your minds on how to better your lexical resource or vocabulary range, right? And this one is basically our this one is another thing that is important. Yesterday we were at a college graduate. We want to maintain that level. How do we maintain that? By using high level vocabulary and not sounding repetitive, and also having a sound argument. All right, now that that's all out of the way, we can start making our own essay. All right, so let's begin. 30 minutes on the clock. Again, this is a time-sensitive activity. You guys need to type in your answers also, or some ideas that you might have. Okay, so this is from the PTE. We can also get one from the IELTS if you guys want. I can still be here tomorrow, just so you know. All right, just type in yes if you want to do that today. Okay, if you want to do that tomorrow, you want to do the same thing tomorrow. Writing workshop is still available for the whole week, this week until Thursday. Okay, anyways, just type it in on the chat box. Anyways, let's start. The information revolution has changed the ways of mass communication and had some positive and negative effects on individuals' lives as well as on society. To you, what extent do you agree or disagree? So basically, this is the same thing that you would get in IELTS, right? Usually, they ask to what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement. Now, what's our stand? I need the vote from everybody on the chat. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-decide na tayo. Are we against this statement or are we in agreement with it? Come on, guys. Kasi ako mamimili kapag hindi pwedeng ako lang lagi mamimili, di ba? I need the vote from you guys. I need a vote. Are we against it or are we not against it? Agree. According to AI, RG's iPad. Okay. What about Libby? What about Libby and what about Riza? What's your stand on this one? Come on, guys. The information revolution has changed the ways mass communication had some impact, some negative and positive effects on individuals. To what extent? Okay, so we are agreeing with this one. There are positive and negative effects. We agree that there are positive and negative effects. And to what extent are we agreeing to it? Okay, so this is a unanimous decision. Guys, be mindful. Kailangan, hindi tayo pwedeng magtagal pag nagde-decide ha. Isang minuto na yung naubos natin. All right? So we agree. We're going to go here. We agree. Okay, so as per usual, I always ask my students, especially if this one is included in the question or the test prompt, to what extent? I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna help you guys out in terms of how we fully agree to it. We fully agree to it. Okay, we're in full agreement to it. Okay, we are not under the fence. Okay, we fully agree to it 100%. Okay, now in order for us to make that easier for us, we need to discuss one body paragraph of what. So we need to have an intro. Okay, body 1, body 2, and the extent of why you agree with it. Okay, that's body 3, and conclusion. Right. So body 1 is basically going to be a discussion of the positive effect. A positive effect. Oh, sorry. We'll start with negative effect just so we have cohesion and coherence. Okay. All right. Negative, positives, and of course, positives, and of course, what's the other one? Your opinion. Your opinion on the matter, or as to why do you agree with it? Okay. To what extent? Why do you fully agree with it? Okay. Your opinion, not your opinion. To what extent do you agree or disagree? No. To what extent do you agree or disagree is basically going to be just body paragraph 1 or 2. Introduce that here. Oh yeah, we have to have body paragraph 3. Yeah. To what extent? To what extent? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So introduction. What's our most important? What's the most important thing that you guys learned from yesterday? We need to just paraphrase this one. Okay. All right. Information. Sorry. Communication. Information revolution has changed the ways. Changed the ways and had some ways the ways of mass communication. Okay. Informatics has created ways. You guys decide also about the positive, negative, and the positive effect of information technology. Okay, informatics has created a variety. Sorry, has made positive and negative. What other ways can we say positive and negative? Also, okay. So informatics has made a change, has changed the ways of mass communication and had some positive and negative effects on individuals' lives, as well as society. Has made, has made, has made. Yeah, informatics heavily impacted, have heavily impacted, have heavily impacted society. Have heavily impacted, have heavily impacted people and a large, yeah, have heavily impacted people and a large group of individuals, large group of individual, sorry, a large proportion of the population positively, sorry, in a bad way, in a bad and in a bad and good way. Yeah, there we go. In a bad and good way. So is it okay if that's simple? We're gonna come back to that one. You guys take a note of that one. In a bad or a good way. I think this is too simple. We're gonna come back to this one if we have time. All right. But right now, in a bad or good, in a bad and good way. I stand. I stand by this statement, and in the ensuing, and the ensuing, and the ensuing and the ensuing paragraphs, the ensuing essay will discuss my and discuss my I stand by this statement fully, and this essay will and this essay will discuss we'll discuss certain we'll discuss I stand by this statement fully, and this essay will discuss and this will be fully this point of view will be discussed in the ensuing essay. Yeah, there we go. This notion will be discussed in the ensuing essay. There we go. Will be discussed in the ensuing essay. There we go. Ang hirap ng essay mo, sir. Yeah, we're trying to find a way to become much more creative. That's why sabi ko mahirapan ako, kaya let's start first with the bad and good way. Kaya nga magandang makatulong tayo, makasabay tayo, because I want to build ideas with you guys. So, paano ba naging masama ang information technology? Bigay nga kayo ng positive or negative impact niya. What? Bigay natin fake news, di ba? Prone to data privacy invasion. Oh, I love that. Ayan, ayoko na yung Sige. Sige lang, sagot pa kayo, guys. Sige. Lagay natin yung prone to data privacy invasion. I like that one. All right, prone to data privacy invasion. By the way, we're at the college level. We're starting good today. What about the positive one? What about the positive one? RG, mag-isip ka, RG. Okay, what else? Libby. Come on, guys. At saka si Bevi Gail Bacani. All right, guys. Remember, this is a time-sensitive essay. We only have 19 minutes. Hindi naman sini-stress ko kayo, guys. Pero just in case lang. And we also need to finish this before 20 minutes is up. Okay? Hopefully mahabol natin. Okay? Prone to data privacy invasion. What about for positives? What about for positives? It keeps us updated. Very good. Updates people. Updates people. A little bit simple, but yeah, that's fine with me, right? Well, we can get that, all right? It updates people, yeah, right? So because your essay says positive and negative effects, we have to add an additional one. So prone to data privacy invasion. What else? What else can we aside from data privacy invasion? People get people get fake news, right? That's the most important one, right? People get fake news. And we need to get an example of this one, right? Harmful websites, harmful websites that have viruses, or let's just go with viruses, and of course, social media, uninformed social media posts. Uninformed social media posts. Paano ko? This is another way of you answering it, right? Uninformed social media posts. This notion will be this. Okay. All right. So updates people. It updates people. What else? It makes us access to data is basically what we're doing is we're accessing access to data is Swift. Diba? Madali nating makukuha yung mga information natin, right? So updates people, right? News is available. Updates people. Okay. So yeah, so it updates people. So we need a better argument with that one, Argeline. Okay. Access to data is Swift. High-speed internet. High-speed internet ang example natin. High-speed internet. Example natin. Argeline, you need to have a better argument kasi parang bitin yung updates people. Okay? Access to data is Swift. Access to data is Swift. Updates people, keeps people well informed, but it's again the opposite of the other one. So there may be positive and negative effects. The thing that I can think of when we're talking about we have other people na. Ang dami na natin people pala today. So okay guys. If you haven't what I call this? If you haven't seen my lecture yet. Oh, sorry. There we go. I'll share my screen with everybody, but you can go to this YouTube channel if you want to see the previous discussions that we have. So right now we are at 15 minutes, right? Medyo mabilis, di ba, RG? Mabilis maubos ang oras, no? Right? So high-speed internet is one example that can give us access to all those things. And of course, social media. Uninformed social media posts. Okay, so on one hand, we're going to start our essay now. On one hand, sorry. Let's go with firstly again. My go-to word is always for firstly. Firstly, the benefits of benefits of social media with the dawn. Sorry, with firstly with the dawn. Sorry, creative writing na naman. Sorry, I was teaching a creative writing class earlier. I'm sorry about that one. With the dawn of with the advent of high speed internet, masses, information can be a detriment to both. Overwhelming amount of information is a positive. Is that positive or negative? We've already discussed that. This one is a positive. This one is a negative. Okay, we can use that as a no. We can use that as positive or later. All right. Information can be a detriment to both a single person, both a single person, or both a single person or a large community as a whole. Things like data privacy, can be the data privacy invasion, where things like data privacy invasion, wherein semicolon, all right, we use a semicolon on this one. Things like data privacy invasion can be wherein important data, we're in imperative, we're in kasi gagamitin natin yung important later. I'm saving the word, I'm saving certain words for later. It's like, this is what I usually do. Nagbabaon ako, okay, ng maraming words. Before my exam, I've already learned a lot of high-level vocabulary and know how to use them effectively, right? We're in important we're in imperative amounts of info, of data gets leaked in public forums, public spaces, public spaces, public domains, such as the internet, comma, things like data privacy invasion, wherein imperative amounts of data gets leaked in public domains such as the internet, can make people wary, can definitely make people uneasy when it comes to finding trustworthy info. When it comes to finding trustworthy, vulnerable to hacking. There we go. Vulnerable to hacking. When it comes to trustworthy websites to visit, since important valuable, sorry, since valuable, since valuable data is vulnerable for vulnerable to hacking. Additionally, so we need to make two. Additionally, another 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 negative effect mass media mass communication another negative effect of the advancement mass media development includes uninformed social media posts that can result to mass hysteria, especially like what happened during the pandemic. As such, although these advan these ad, although technologically advanced or developed technologically developed communities have access to information, to important information. It does have its drawbacks. Now we move on to the conversely, the internet, which sorry, yeah, we can use that one. The internet, which also, we can use the semicolon again here. So see, it improves our grammatical range. Conversely, the internet, which is a byproduct of societal development, can be of benefit to many people and to many people. It is easy to discriminate disseminate. Yeah, right. Allowing people from different corners of the globe to connect. Yes, I like this other one. Argeline, I like this one. It allows people to connect. Allows people, yeah, we'll change this one. Allows people to connect and thereby disseminating spelling kong disseminate, nakahiya. Disseminating, thereby disseminating, ano ba? Disseminating info to a larger group of people. Yeah. To a larger can benefit many people as well as a whole territory. and its constituent, including its constituents. Since it allows people to connect, since it allows, oh sorry, I forgot to admit another delay on, that's important. Since it allows people, since the internet allows people to connect, the spread of data has a faster and wider coverage as compared to traditional means. Moreover, right? Moreover, access data is faster due to computational um, due to computational innovations that that mainstream media. Moreover, access to data is faster due to the innovations. Access to data is faster due to computational innovations that mainstream media currently use. Due to access to data is faster. Ano may nilagay ni ano dito? I-include natin yung ano. I-include natin yung an overwhelming amount of information. In fact, you can use in fact that mainstream media currently use. In fact, what's wrong there? In fact, ano ba? Walang beses na ako nakabalik ka. In fact, there is a plethora of articles and many usable information. There is a plethora of there is an overwhelming. Ayan na. Talagang gusto kong i-push talaga yung overwhelming ni ano eh. In fact, there is an overwhelming and unending, diba? An unending source of information that many users may be privy to because these advancements, because of these developments. So with that, so it contributes fully to the, wait, baka may ideas pa yung iba. So it contributes fully to the individual to it contributes positively, not just to society as a whole, but also answers mundane so internet. So with this amount of data readily accessible 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 individualistic solutions as well individualistic solutions to mundane problems can be solved as well as societal the societal needs of a certain territory. We already answered so what directly by answering so what, thereby so with the amount of data accessible, individualistic solutions to mundane problems can be solved as well as societal problems of a certain territory, societal need as well as tending to societal needs of a territory, of a certain territory. Oh ba? Mamaya basahin natin. In conclusion, although there are some negative effects of mass communication. Although there are some negative effects of mass communication, there are some benefits to it. I believe that I fully agree. I fully believe that any form of technological advancement. In conclusion, I fully believe. Let's just go with it. I fully believe that I fully believe that. Oh yeah. We can use this one. We can use this one. Diba ginamit natin high-speed internet? Diba? Kailangan pala natin ng to what extent before tayo gumawa ng conclusion. I fully support the notion that there are pros and cons to, balikan natin yung task natin. Information revolution has changed that gamitin na natin si information revolution kasi diba pwede na tayong I fully support the notion that there are pros and cons to data informatics revolution. Talagang pinupush talaga ni Sir Manuel ayusin ng revolution para lang wag paulit-ulit. Data informatics revolution has the data informatics revolution. Because tama ba? Anong masasabi mo RG or whoever's bakit? Meron ba kayong masasabi? I fully support the notion that there are pros and cons to data informatics to the current to the with respect to mass media. With respect to mass media. Since with every like with every like with every development that occurs in human society, mass communication. Parang gusto ko as with, para mas maganda as with. As with every development that occurs in human society, mass communication is not unique. Is not a unique facet of society. It's not a unique facet of human. Mass communication is not unique. Mass communication is not invulnerable, 'di ba? Talagang pinupush ko talaga invulnerable to these effects. To these effects. I fully support the notion that there are pros and cons to data informatics revolution with respect to mass media. As with any development that occurs in human society, mass communication is not invulnerable to these effects because human life is just too dynamic to predict. Bakit? Why did I say that? Kasi nga yung mga examples natin, di ba? Related siya doon. It's just too dynamic to predict. Di ba? In conclusion, although there are pros, although there are some who think negatively about the current about the changes in mass large scale communications. There are some who think that it can help society as well. Which is why I fully which is why I think it is important. Oops, nag-beep na. Time na tayo. I think it is important to strike a balance between these two facets of mass media. Which is why it's important to strike no, to strike a balance is collocation. I don't like that one. So may tapos na tayo, dapat 422 words, so di ba? Minus 33 kasi we included this one and this one. So alisin na natin yung mga yan para maayos yung natin. What extent do we agree or disagree? Diba? In conclusion, which is why I think it is important. Which is why I fully support the ideation that there is indeed change in this aspect of our lives. Magandang pang ending. Answers your opinion, it shares your opinion to what extent. So we're going to start. Nag-beep na siya eh. So we're going to start 3 minutes just to edit. Okay. No, sorry. 5 minutes naman para for everybody. Pero so far we're doing well, right? We're being on time all the time, right? RG, are we doing well? Do you think we're
Yes,
doing
sir.
well? Right? Yes, we're doing well. I think I agree with you as well that we're doing well because we are always on time. Although sometimes nalilate tayo dahil sa tagal ninyong mag-share ng ideas. Mag-share kayo kagad ng ideas. All right. So we'll start 5 minutes just to edit this thing. Okay. So informatics has heavily impacted, di ba? Kita nyo, mali agad umpisa. Has heavily impacted people and a large proportion of the population in a good and bad way. I stand by this statement. I stand by this statement fully. I stand by this. Comma pala. Forgot natin maglagay ng don't forget comma, guys. All right. I stand by this. And this notion will be discussed by the ensuing essay, in the ensuing paragraphs. Firstly, mahirap tong essay na to ngayon. Nahirapan ka, RG. Firstly, with the advent of high-speed internet to the masses, information can be a detriment. Information can be a detriment to both a single person or a community as a whole. Things like data privacy invasion, wherein imperative amounts of data can be leaked to public domains such as the internet, can definitely make people uneasy when it comes to finding trustworthy websites to visit, since valuable data is vulnerable to hacking. Right? Since it can be repetitive redundancy, since it may be vulnerable to hackers. Na lang. May be vulnerable to hackers. Additionally, with negative effects, another negative effect of the advancement of mass media development includes uninformed social media posts that can result to mass hysteria, especially like what happened during the pandemic. As such, although these technological developed communities have access to important information, it does have its drawbacks. We closed it already, right? Conversely, the internet, which is a byproduct of societal development, can be beneficial, can be of benefit to many people as well as a whole territory, including its constituents. Can be of benefit to many people as well as a whole territory, including its constituents. Since the internet allows people to connect, the spread of data has faster and wider coverage as compared to traditional means. Moreover, access to data is faster due to the computational innovations that mainstream media currently use currently use. In fact, there's an overwhelming and unending source of information that many users may be privy to comma, because of these developments. Because of these developments, maybe privy to because of these developments, maybe privy to because of these developments. So, with this amount of data readily accessible, individualistic solutions to mundane problems can be solved, as well as tending to societal needs, to the societal needs of a certain territory. I fully support the notion that there are pros and cons to data informatics revolution with respect to mass media. As with every development that occurs in human society, mass communication is not invulnerable to these effects because human life is just too dynamic to predict. In conclusion, although there are some who think negatively about the changes in large-scale communications, there are some who think it can help. It can help, as well uh, as well, comma, which is why I fully support the ideation that there is indeed a change in there is indeed change in this aspect. Well, I fully support the ideation that there is indeed changes. That there must be. I fully support. I fully support. Yeah. Feeling ko magta-time na, which is why I fully support both. Which is why I fully support either of these ideations. Which is why I fully support both either of these ideations, since life is just life is we as humans no, I don't like we as humans because we're not aliens, which is why I fully support both ideas. Both of these ideations. I think that's enough already. This is basically just one or two sentences. In conclusions are usually just one or two sentences. And look at what we did, right, guys? There were a lot of informations that cannot be avoided. There are a lot of keywords that cannot be avoided. But the reason why this is repeated is because data is unavoidable. Information is unavoidable. We have to use it. We have to just paraphrase. We just have to, what do you call this, dance around the keywords that we're using. But overall, I think what we did is enough to give us a passing grade. And the reading level also agrees with us. It's a college graduate, right? The whole essay is a college graduate essay. A lot of keywords here were repeated. I wish we had other ways to say these things, but given the amount of time that we had, I think we did pretty well. Do you agree, Arjeline? Do you agree? Arjeline,
Yes, sir.
would you change?
Yes.
Would you change anything with what we had? I tried to incorporate what you guys wrote on the essay. I did try my best. What about you, Riza? Do you agree that we did well given the amount of time that we have? Right? We were able to write a 344-word essay, which is enough for both the PTE and the IELTS, if whatever you're taking, right? So, key things that you need to know. When it's asking you, what was our test prompt again? Yeah. When it's asking you to what extent do you agree, especially for those people who are taking the IELTS, okay? Especially for those people who are taking the IELTS. One of the key things that you need to remember is to always come back. Nakita niyo ako kanina. I always come back to my task or my test prompt. Kasi ayoko mag-veer away from the topic. Mahirap yung lagay ka lang ng lagay, kana ka lang ng kana diyan sa may essay mo. Then pagbalik mo, then habang nag-e-edit ka, ay, shucks! wala siyang kinalaman dun sa sinusulat ko, 'di ba? Nakakaloka 'yun, 'di ba, guys? Yung ang haba ng ang haba na ng oras na ginugol mo para sa essay mo. And only to find out na parang ang layo ng sinusulat ko, 'di ba? Always come back to what is being asked of you. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So see, that's why I put this essay, this part of the essay. Now sometimes some people might agree, some of the other coaches, some of the other coaches um from different uh, from different institutions might disagree that is this very important. But from what I can gather, from what I've read in many essays during my time teaching both teaching both IELTS and the PTE, I noticed that they always include this essays that include person's extent why they agree or disagree. Do you agree or disagree? Why they agree is that fully is that there is there is there's something about it. I don't know exactly what my coach said one time, and I always add this here is because the reason why I always add this here is because okay is because you hit two birds with one stone. You increase your word count as well as targeting the task and answering the question as to what extent do you agree or disagree. Okay, because here you already stated this one, right? It for a person who's reading an academic essay, they're going to expect why you fully agree to it. All right, to what, because it answers to what extent do you agree or disagree, right? To what extent do you agree or disagree? So we agree that there is changes, there are positive and negative changes. We need to support those things by tailoring our essay to answering whether we have a positive, by tailoring our essay to answer what are the positives, what are the negatives, which is part one, which is body part one. Body part two answers what are the positives. And why did I use it why did I put it this way also? Because in our task, the task started with the negatives, okay, and the body and then the subsequent one is the positives. Usually we start with the positive and negative, but because our task is like that, we made our essay in such a way that it has to follow a certain format, cohesion and coherence. For people who are taking the IELTS, there is what we call cohesion and coherence. The essay must be easy to read. Kaya nga kanina binabasa ko sa inyo, 'di ba? Madaling intindihin, RG, yung essay. For you, madaling intindihin yung essay. Yes or no, RG? What about you, Riza? Was it easy for you to understand?
Actually, at first, sir, no.
'Di ba? Pero nung binasa ko sa iyo, naintindihan mo siya.
Yes po.
Madaling i-follow. Merong flow ba yung essay? Hindi ba siya yung random lang tayo naglalagay ng data?
Yes, sir.
Hindi, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin merong cohesion and coherence. Coherent yung mga sinusulat natin. Kasi that is one thing that they grade you in the exam. Now, in terms of grammatical range, is there grammatical range? Of course, yes. We're using a
Yes.
high level. We're using what? We're using mostly compound complex sentences, as well as a variety of punctuation marks, such as what? Such as what? Yung semicolon, 'di ba? Minsan mahirap pagamitin ang semicolon, pero kita nyo kung paano ko siya ginagamit. If I'm expecting a lot of commas, yun yung rule of thumb ko. If I'm expecting a lot of commas in my sentence, or just to get my point across, I have to use a semicolon on the very first comma. Nakita nyo, sometimes magta-type ako may comma, tapos, shucks. Pag nag-edit na ako, palitan natin yan to a semicolon kasi nga, nakikita ko na sunod-sunod na yung comma. Yun yung rule of thumb ko eh. And I know it doesn't fall. I know not many of your books will say this because there's certain usage of there's a certain way of using it. But for me as a writer, as I've learned how to become a better writer due to me learning how to teach people English writing skills. I noticed that if I see a lot of commas in my sentence, medyo maapektuhan ako. Ang limit ko actually is 3. Pag sunod-sunod na yung comma ko, ay papalitan ko na yung first comma ko. Yun yung ano ko. Parang may something kasi yon. Parang kailangan kong hatiin yung idea na yun in such a way na hindi siya nakaka-interfere with the other ideas that I'm writing. So nakita niya, may natutunan ba kayo for today's essay? Writing workshop? Guys? Lots, di ba?
We learned a
Marami.
lot, sir.
Supportive talaga kayong dalawa. Ang pa-plastic yung dalawa talaga, Risa at saka Ella. Ha? Ay, Risa at saka RG. Charit. Alright. Charat lang. Mahal na mahal ko kayong dalawa kasi kayong dalawa ang loyal attendees ko ng aking essay. So tomorrow, if you guys still want, you guys can message me. I'm assuming all of you came from IFNG, and I'm seeing one person from Elite Intellect, isa sa mga anak ni Mama Dian. If you guys still want, type in the chat. Type it in the chat if you want us to continue tomorrow. Okay? Same time pa rin kasi girl, I need to wake up, 'di ba? I need to wake up late to do this. Hindi ko kayang umaga to, masakit sa ulo. Maybe speaking pwede, pero writing no. Okay? So if you guys want to, you can just type in on the chat na gusto pa rin yung mag-writing tomorrow. Okay? Yes or no lang. Okay? Yes or no. Yes. Yes daw, isa lang. Isa lang. So, unanimous no. Yes din, sabi ni Elite Shian. Who else? Sige, okay. So, unanimously, yes, lahat sila. All right. So, because I have another appointment in the very, very dami. Yay, dami pa din. Okay. So, we can start again tomorrow because it's still my off week. Same time tomorrow. And then, IELTS naman yung anuhin natin, RG ha. Tulungan naman natin yung mga tao sa IELTS. Baka sabihin, meron akong favoritism doon sa magte-take ng magte-take ng IELTS. Pero wag kang mag-alala, RG. Yung hahanapin kong question is almost, I want to find a question. I want to find the test prompt that not only answers the essay for both the IELTS, but also for our friends who will take the PTE, di ba? So, lagi akong gusto ko lagi yung hitting two birds with one stone kasi in my opinion, PTE is the easier version of the IELTS. I'm sorry. I said it. I'm such a mean person, but yes. Okay? With that in mind, we're closing our writing workshop for today. If you guys want to see more of me, please do support IFNG by liking the page and sharing it with many of your friends. And also please support nyo naman yung yung aking YouTube channel. 19 lang siya. Wala akong hinihinging bayad, di ba? Wala akong hinihinging bayad. Just search for the Vlog Laboratory on YouTube. I'll put it here so you guys can copy and paste. And could you just please click the like, share, and subscribe to your friends. All right. With that in mind, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Okay. Just search for the Vlog Laboratory. Thank you so much, Bevy. You are such
Thank you,
a
sir.
dear. All right. So yun lang naman. Bye. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
We're tackling a different question, a set of questions tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a blessed day and please be kind to